Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Gundam Builders. This is actually our first full month of talking to you. You know, this is our 5th episode. This is actually amazing. I'm surprised I haven't been banned or like kicked in the face by anybody yet. So, unfortunately, my partner will not be a part with us today. He's actually in Philadelphia doing something else. Anywho, what we were supposed to talk about this week was proper tools and techniques on how to build Gundams. There's different sets and then there's different kits around me. I'm actually going to show you the tools that the hobby shop sells. They actually have a starter kit to start you off. This is actually a great starter kit. Mine is actually already dusty and worn out, but the clippers and the X-Acto knife is really sharp. Be careful. Don't do what I did. Almost like, lost a finger. But really good. It's a great kit to start you off. It actually comes with the filer, so you can get down, like when you clip the pieces, you can actually file down the edges and get properly done. It actually even comes with the defining pen too. So that way you can actually get the little details around the sides, and you can actually get all these little, like the details around the edges, and actually show like more 3D look on the Gundam and more realistic detailing on the body and the figure. So we're going to actually show you the proper tools and techniques on how to use the Gundams and actually build everything you're going to need to build a Gundam, from the basic of the basic to like the paints, the primers, the markers, even painter's tape, because when you want to do detailing, you actually want to cut into the Gundam and not mix your paint. So right now I'm going to talk about the kit itself. Since mine is open, I'm going to talk about the clippers. The clippers are, as I said, really sharp. Most of the times I don't even need to file them because the clips actually get right into the point of it. This is the filer that comes with it. I believe it's a 60 grain because it's very fine and very smooth. And when I use this, it actually finds out to like the nicest points, nicest edges. Actually, I built that one, the one we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks for the contest, with this kit. It brings the tweezers for like the water decal, the stickers, and all that jazz. And if you don't want to paint your fingers like I do, well, I don't care. I'm a man. So I'll grab the paint and I'll just like spray on my hand and just be like, well, it's paint. But if you want to be a little fancy, there's actually tweezers that you can actually spray paint and actually hold it up and not get your hands dirty. This is actually the detailing pen that actually comes in the starter kit. My personal suggestion to you, if you're going to start painting and actually start working into Gundams, please try to get a cutting board so that way you don't mess up your tables. They're not expensive. They're about like $10, $15 if anything. Very helpful for your table. It actually shows you the measuring and all the diameters of what you need to do. Also, if you're gonna start painting, you're gonna be in closed areas. Protect yourself. Have some masks with you because you don't want the paint to get into your nose and into your nasal cavities. Not a great feeling. There's a couple of things that you could do for building Gundams, and one of the particular things is there's like clamps that hold them when you paint them and you dry them. I actually use shish kebab sticks. This is actually was like $2, and I think I maybe used like 1/4 of them. This has actually been the best thing I've ever bought, because what I'll do is like I'll have a foam board. We have the glue, the gummy. You paint the piece, put the gummy in a nice dead spot, stick it into here, put it into a foam board, and you'll be good for like the rest. Let the paint dry, no fingerprints, no problem. And the finishing look, as you see, like with my old Gundams, like is not a bad texture. Very great, very detailed. Again, you don't have to. We're not at that professional level, but we're working up to there, and I would be more than happy to work further into that grade. When you actually do put yourself out there and you actually build a kit, please set yourself up properly. There's actually, each kit has their own, how can I say this, like their own alphabets to them, even though they're in Japanese, but there's, the gradings have their own numbers and alphabets. Set yourself up properly with A, B, C, D, because you don't want to get them mixed up. You don't want to lose a part. You don't want to lose a small piece, because if you lose that a small piece, that piece can actually mean the difference of buying a new kit or damn, it's not going to look proper. So you always want to make it look the best that you can. Please try to keep yourself as organized as possible. Test your paints out when you have a chance. Look at the paints. There's like 1,001 colors that you can actually work with. Me personally, I have a thing with metallic. I love metallic colors. If I see white, to me that's gray. Like the Gundams always have like this white section to them. I always see that as like metallic, because it's a robot. So what's the first thing you're gonna think of? Gray. It's gonna be like metallic gray or like a mirror coat. Like you want to see yourself like Wolverine's claws type of thing. I've actually Valspar. This is actually paint I found in Lowe's hobby shop. Not that bad of a price, but I'll tell you right now, the coat is a mirror coat, and you really don't need that much to put on. You just need a little spritz, and the paint actually spreads out onto the piece. The head itself is actually very spread open. All right, so now we spoke about your basic tools, your basic things that you need to have. Personal suggestion: get the kit, start off right, work your way up. When you get more into detail, then you're gonna want to get into like rubber, like the cement. You're gonna get more into the primers. When you want to do a custom kit, you don't want to deal with the actual colors, so you want to primer the color, and depending on the colors, you might have to primer it more than once. Just like a wall, just like any wall, like if you're painting, you always have to primer the color, like a car. So there's different primers, different coats, different paints. My personal favorites out of the spray cans is the Tamiya metallic black, because it gives this shine on the black that's just so sexy. It's just like, I love this color. It's like this color and gunmetal. If you ever have a chance, please work with the gunmetal. The gunmetal makes the guns and the swords look absolutely sexy. Like it looks more realistic. It looks like something that coming out of the comic books, like you would see like a manga or something. So now that we spoke about the basic tools and you set yourself up properly, start with your book. Look through your book, see if you have all the pieces, make sure you have everything. Unfortunately, it's all in Japanese. So if you don't read Japanese, don't worry. It's very self-explanatory. I had a lot of friends be like, well, I want to start doing Gundam, but I don't read Japanese. Don't worry about it. Believe me, folks, it's not that hard. It looks hard because it's like, oh, you got to put this piece, you got to put this piece, you got to put this piece. It's really not that hard. You can start off with the SD kit and work your way up into like master grade, perfect grade, things like that. Because you always want to play around with the basic kits and then work your way up. Because when you get to the levels of like customizing paint, customizing the weapon, like the kit I showed you from Chris's kit that he made it all black on red, that dark color. He had to actually primer that like more than 3 times, and the matte color that he picked was perfect for it because it looks like leatherish. But it's always great to start off with like a small kit. As I said, start off with a small kit. Try working it out. Play around. They're not that hard to make. Maybe about 20 to 30 minutes tops putting them together. Me personally, Chris was like, well, I can put them together within an hour. Bull. If you really want to have time, you really want to have fun with this, take your time. Don't rush. You're not in a race. Enjoy the kit. You bought this for like $30, $40, $50, whatever you bought. Have fun with it. Don't rush it. I was going to say something else, but we're going to keep it G-rated for right now. So we're going to talk about a kit that I've actually shown you more than once in the show so far. The Exia kit, the 100. I love this SOB. From the moment I seen the show, I was like, oh my god, this is sexy. I love the fact that he has a switchblade. The way that they hover is actually kind of different because they have an engine in the back, so it's not a rocket pack like in Seed or in like every other Gundam. Everybody's always like a rocket. This one it's like a generator that actually helps them float. Again, this is, if you've never seen 00, please pick it. Please check it out. First major character to be not Japanese. He's actually Arab. Just, yeah, this is a bad boy. There's actually different levels of it. When you get later on into the series, you're gonna get to like the Riser one where he has like swords coming out of his kuro. Like he just has swords like every part of him. Then there's another part where he's like doing like a Super Saiyan thing where he's just like going like Kamehameha everywhere. It's a fun series. Check it out. Oh, that was a spoiler alert. So, as I said, the kit, I already built the kit, but I took it apart just for y'all. That's right, I said y'all. I lived in Florida for a little bit, so I do have that little bit, that southern slang. I will not talk southern to y'all all the time, but the little bit that I do, you'll get it. So, as we were talking about paints before, this is actually your best friend when you want to do detailing. When you do primer and like paints, you can actually use this to not mix paints and actually like a car detailing. Like, you know those fine lines that you actually peel off? That's what this is for you. So I brought back this one just to show you the detailing, because this was not the proper colors. The proper colors of these were actually all black, orange, and white. So all these purple spots that you see here, I actually had to do that by hand, and I did this with the X-Acto knife. So I found a fine line, put this down, and it doesn't damage the paint. So when it doesn't, you need painter's tape for that one reason, because you don't want to damage pre-painted spots. It doesn't peel the paint, it doesn't damage it, it actually helps you in the long run. So all these spots right here and things like that were actually hand painted, and when I finished, just 1, 2, 3, no problem. I love this thing because I love black and purple. I'm always D-Step all day. So I'm gonna put them away. We're actually gonna talk about the Exia. Going back to Exia, which actually was from the same series, just later on. Oh, and just to let you know that this is not a joke. This is actually the paint where I actually had to spray everything. I don't have a studio to spray everything. I actually sprayed it into the box. It still smells like a lot of paint. By the way, if you have a toothbrush, like an old toothbrush, use it. The old toothbrush will actually help you get the grinding out of the Gundam, out of the fine detailing. Because there's so many like small nooks and crannies in here, you need something like a brush to get it out. So when you're doing painting, it actually doesn't look too grainy. Like the kit Chris and I spoke about from like Christmas time. One of the problems was that that thing had more potholes than Flatbush Avenue. It was too grainy. It was just not clean. The cleaner you get it, the better it is, the better the paint. Just like any painter will tell you, you have to clean the wall, you have to primer the wall, you have to make sure everything is up to par. So if you have an old toothbrush you're not using, make sure that it's a hard bristle to get it into the little fine. Even better, that way you can get into like the little holes, because like the swords, when you paint, you want to get in there. That is actually a little, yeah. Believe me, sometimes you just want to go. So, when you're building the Gundam from scratch, the instructions will actually tell you which one do you want to start out with. It actually breaks it down to like, well, we're going to work on the chest piece first. So, working with the chest piece, it actually comes in different pieces. And these are the frames that you got to work with. So you got to clip out each and every one of them. Make sure you got every little things like that, and like that. Don't drop them. Oh, little fun fact: put a towel underneath you. The reason is because if something falls, it's not going to go everywhere. If your floor is black, or like you have a carpet, or you have animals, please don't let them eat the plastic, because you're not going to have an animal tomorrow. So once you get a piece like this, I'm just going to use this for an example. Once you get a piece like this, you try to file it down and make sure you get rid of that nice little point. So that way it's so smooth and fine and just perfect. There's always some corners on every piece that'll tell you to snip off, and the instructions will tell you which one to like snip off, because there's extra parts, extra pieces. For this one, it's not that hard. Just 1, 2, 3. Little. Fine. Get her purdy. Get it all nice and purdy. There you go. This piece in particular is actually for the stand. Later on, we're going to talk about that, because we're going to show you the different stands and why the different stands work for different Gundam kits. Because some Gundam kits are actually heavier, so they're not going to hold with the clamp stands. So you're going to need the stands that actually comes between their legs and actually holds them up and poses them, depending on which one you want to go to. And no, that was not like, oh my god, I'm not trying to do diva for you. No. So, as I was talking about the Axia, it was actually a power generator. Unlike the other Gundams back in the days where they actually have a booster pack or like jetpack in the back, they're actually a generator. And I was hoping to one day redo this one and actually make it an LED, to make all this LED and make it shine. Because if I can do that, that'll be so like, I'm sorry, that was so 90s. That was just like, oh my god, like, a loser. But every piece is movable. Even the chest piece is mobile. You can actually everything is connectable. So once you finish the chest, it'll actually tell you step by step. Finish the chest. From the chest, it'll go to the head. The head is actually, most of the head pieces are actually only like 5 pieces. It's the bottom chin, the trademark look of Gundam, which is that red little chin piece. Each and every one of them almost has that same part right there. That damn I gotta stop that, people. Damn it. So most of the pieces actually are like 5 pieces put together. So it's gonna come with the chin, the mouthpiece, the eyes. Sometimes the eyes and the chin are actually connected. So all you need to do is just put the mouthpiece on top of it, and the headpiece actually forms on top. Then you have the crown, that little piece that comes on the top. If you get more and more detailed, you can actually put an LED in here. Again, that's a more advanced class, I would say, because the better you get, the better you want to customize, the better you want to detail. So when this thing looks at you and it has glowing eyes, it's, yeah. So I don't like using stickers. I like painting. This is actually hand painted, no stickers. All my Gundams I don't use stickers. I'm actually going to start using the wet marks a little bit more to get more detailed into the Gundams itself. But I don't like stickers. Never did, never will. Never a fan of it. So once you finish with the head, and that car is beeping, because that's New York for you people, the book will actually tell you if you're doing the pieces wrong. So the book will tell you like, hey, next part you got to do the arms. Then it's going to give you, in the middle of the booklet, it's going to give you a summary of the character, of what he looks like, what the Gundam's supposed to look like, a quick sketch, how the Switchblade is supposed to look. As you go along, it actually tells you, all right, now you got to work on the foot area. Once you finish putting this bad boy together, everything else will fit and fit perfectly. And you'll know, because it's going to stand about yay tall. So, as remember we were talking about in the 3rd episode, like the different sizes? Again, different sizes, different grades, different heights. So, the 100, I'm more of a fan of the 100 models because I have bear claw. I have big hands. I don't like touching little small things. Not what she said. Anywho, so as you get more and more into the Gundam kit, it actually gets into the weapons. And you break down the weapons, you actually show the weapons. You actually try to, it tells you everything on how it's supposed to work and how it's supposed to look from the kit. If you actually go all the way to the back and pay attention, they actually give you a color chart on which one you should do. And if you can take a look at that color chart, it actually tells you which colors you should try, like a gold, an emerald green, gray, white, blue. Again, I don't like white. It's a machine. It's supposed to be gray. Go with that, okay? The best part about the Exia was that it has swords, and almost every part has a sword in him. Like, he had little swords coming out of like this part, this part. My favorite part was this part, the Switchblade. When I saw this in the anime, I lost my mind. This was so hot. I was like, what? This dude has a Switchblade. And people, it's not metal, so it is legal. As you see, I actually tried. This was one of my first times working with the painter's tape, so it's not that defined. And I actually tried to work harder. So then as you work with tools, you get better and better with them, and you learn from your mistakes, and you develop. We're all going to do mistakes. We're all human. It happens. But that's life for you. So now I'm going to put him back together just to show you what he looks like all back together. So now that we had our technical difficulties, and I kindly put him back together, I have him stancing on us like as one of my favorite poses, where he's just like, ugh. These are his extra pieces and extra guns, extra swords, and extra hands. You can actually always have extra hands. Like, there's different poses of the hands, and as we spoke about in the 4th episode, there's different hands where you can actually move the fingers. Please don't mind the crying children. I'm not killing them. I swear, it's not me. They heard Trump, and things like that happen. So, as I said, he had a bunch of swords. One of my favorite things is that he has an abundant amount of swords. Like, he has a blade command this way, this way, this way. He actually has 2 pieces on the side, and they look like thumbtacks, but they're actually 2 pieces that hold 2 more swords like this, like a samurai shiv. I love this kid. He's so pretty. He's so pretty. So we're gonna put him aside right now, and we're gonna talk about the stands on how you can make him properly stand up and work and do like that. So when you display them and you actually show them off, it actually looks pretty, and you can actually pose them in different positions and different positions, different styles, and action positions. a great thing to do is build a stand. They're not that expensive. Kev, how much are these stands?
6, 7.
Like about $6-7. Can't go wrong with that. And there's different colors. There's white. You can actually paint the white one, like the clear ones, and paint it a different color. I'm actually building one and putting LEDs on the bottom at home right now. Where it's actually, I'm gonna build like the ramp lights, like the airport, like JFK, like please enter, you know. Miss you, Robin Williams. So anywho, so this is the kit that starts off the stands. And once you build these things, there's actually a part that tells you how to put them in. That was the piece that we cut off before. This is a stabilizer to hold them steady. Now that that's all done and dandy, I'm going to talk about what came in this week to the hobby shop, which again, always folks remember, we are at the Ryu Young Hobby Shop on 5th Avenue, right after 60th Street. 60th Street, yeah, 60th Street. So this was the new bad boy that came in today, this week. Tyrion Grounder type. This, wow, he looks pretty, he's actually pretty diesel. I'm not even gonna lie, he's actually pretty diesel. He's actually massively armored. He's a nice grunt Gundam. If you want to actually use him to build and like destroy him, once you get into the modern kits, destroy the grunts. Make them look nasty. Make them look messed up. Like do a Zaku and like have him cut in half or something like that. You know, just be fancy with it. Like, so I got a little gift today because this was something that Mr. Kevin got for me, which I'm actually OD happy and excited about. He ordered me version 2 of the Strike Freedom Gundam, not the Strike Freedom, the first one. I want to build this one so badly. I actually like this one. I like the Strike Freedom. I can't wait to build them. This is going to be fun to build once everybody's out of my house, because I have a bunch of people in my house right now, and that's not going to work because there's too many people. Once you finish doing all your kits and everything and you have your stand, there's a thing that you can actually buy. It's called a mini studio. If you want to take professional pictures and actually have something that shows your work really well, this is not bad for like $30. It actually comes with its own LED lights on the bottom, on the top. You can actually put it on the top or the bottom to show off which side you want to go on. If you have an Android phone, it actually has the Android cord. That's the cord that comes with it. So if you ever lose this cord, use your Android. It comes with 2 different backgrounds, so you can do black on black, or you can do white. The black actually shows better with the Gundams, depending on which kit you use, because you can actually show off the detail in the gray. Again, when I take pictures, it shows better because I have metallic, and I have a mirror's edge. Not the game, but a mirror's coat. So the black actually shows off the Gundam a lot better. Like when I took a picture of the Versico, they did that. Not editing that, again. That's me. You don't like it? This I actually found on eBay. It's actually called the Lightroom. Definitely pick this up if you want to start taking professional pictures. And even if you don't have a professional camera, use your iPhone. Use your iPhone, your phones, your tablet. It actually shows off like an actual professional studio. As I was saying, unfortunately, my partner's not here, so I'm going to close off with a personal note. I am actually extremely happy and extremely proud of my little cousin. I've seen this little girl grow up and become a smart and intelligent woman. I'm oldie proud that she's graduating from high school today. She's going to be moving to Connecticut. She's going to be going for meteorology. She's actually going on a full scholarship, so she's definitely smarter than me. But she was my protege. This is my cousin Ashley. Ashley, I love you. Wish you all the best luck in college. You know I'm gonna bust your chops because I had to show off your braces, just to fuck with you. Love you. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to the show. Much appreciated. Again, give us topics, give us your opinions, give us detail. Subscribe. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what you want to hear. All right. Have a good day. See you next week. Oh, hold up. One more thing. We gotta talk about the winner. The wiener. No, not like Wadio. So every time I say winner, I always sound like Wadio, like wiener. So again, we're gonna talk about the winner, the wiener. So my boy decided to enter his Gundam 2 months in a row. Even though he did do the perfect grade, he actually lost again to me. Not to rubbing it in his face, but the reason was because it's a gorgeous kit. It's just not detailed. He didn't do the work. I didn't even realize there's actually still fine points that he never filed down, like what we talked about at the beginning of the episode. It's a wonderful kit, but he needs to work harder. He needs to show more heart and more detail into his work. I give him props for trying for 2 months. This was my kit. As you see, I actually went a little detailed into it. I put the panel lines, and I'm glad that I won. I'm hoping to enter maybe not this month, but the following month, once everything comes down. Folks, once you go, please go on the website, vote. Let them know what's your thoughts. The website is called the Ryu Young Hobby Shop, and you can actually vote online, leave your comments, sign up, or you can actually come into the store and tell Kevin your votes. On that note, I am seriously going to tell you, have a good night. Enjoy your weekend, folks. See you next week, and hopefully my partner will be here. Thanks, guys.